Alright, so I saw Friendship in theaters, and this movie was very enjoyable. Now, I've been excited for this movie for a good while now, ever since I saw the trailer at first. The way that the trailer was edited was super well done. The emotions and energy that I was able to convey in the trailer was just very interesting to me, and it really got me excited to watch this movie. This is actually a rare instance where I would recommend people watch the trailer before they watch the actual movie to put their mind in perspective of what this film would be like. Not to mention that I think the trailer deserves a lot of credit for what it was able to accomplish. Now on to the actual movie itself. Now, the overall presentation and personality of this movie was really enjoyable, well done, and certainly very memorable at that. I really enjoyed the dynamic and relationship between Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd in this movie. Their dynamic and relationship in this movie was very entertaining, awkward, and funny, and relatable, and very engaging to watch. I really loved the particular part at the beginning of this movie where they're developing their relationship and dynamic with each other. It does a really great job of getting you into the mindset of the movie and just showing you these different characters and establishing their personalities. Not to mention it's also just really exciting and offers a lot of opportunity for them to play off each other. And it also really serves as a great introduction to these two characters as well. Now, this movie is very funny, but this movie is also able to be incredibly awkward at times, and I mean that as a compliment, as this movie aims to be awkward and uncomfortable at times. It really does a great job with lending itself to the comedy in the film and really helps out with the personality. Not to mention that this movie is able to be a very thoughtful character analysis and Tim Robinson's character, and I just felt that he was perfectly cast for this type of role. Like this movie, there's a lot of awkwardness to his character, and he does such a great job pulling this off. Now, the actual comedy writing of this movie is just super well done. I was fortunate enough to see this in a good sized crowd, so there were plenty of great crowd reactions to this movie, and it's all very funny. The way that this movie is presented is that there's a certain heightened cartoonish sense to the characters and world and setting, but not too overdone to the point where it just feels overly cartoonish, but it's definitely something you notice, and I found that really interesting in the movie. The score to this movie was also very well done, and I found myself thoroughly enjoying it, especially with how it was being used. Other technical aspects such as the cinematography were also well done. It is a really interesting stylistic visual look to this movie, and I felt that it was well done and deserves a compliment. There are also many sequences in this movie that are very strongly directed and I found visually interesting. Now, a few minor criticisms I would have of this film is that the way that they establish certain things and to be reincorporated later in this movie, it feels as if there's one aspect that they keep mentioning throughout this film and they really didn't need to, because it just kind of sticks out in your mind that this is going to be something that comes up later in the movie, and it does, and at that point it was kind of lame. It just felt like they overdid it. They could have just mentioned it once or twice and that would have been fine, but they just overdo it so often. Now, going back to the character analysis of this movie, I really felt that the main character certainly had a lot of depth to him and details that I didn't pick up on my first watch, so I'm very anxious to see this movie again to experience more of it. I definitely feel like there's a lot more to pick up on a second watch and really appreciate about this movie, so I can't wait to see it again. Not to mention there's a good amount of commentary and thoughtful character analysis that this movie is able to thoughtfully and considerately and interestingly explore. So overall, I really did enjoy this movie. I'm really anxious to see it again. So this one gets a very strong 8 out of 10.